Good morning and welcome to the midweek edition of Inside Nigeria. Your see to destabilize opposition. The story is on page 4 of Leadership newspaper. Of course, that is the only story today on the Leadership cover because it has wraparound brought by the High Chief Dr. Government Owezide Ekpemolo Ekpemupolo alias Tom Polo. The advert is incidentally is on the cover of all papers, almost all the papers we have on our menu this Wednesday. Nigeria not excluding. We move to the page 3 of Leadership where we have our stand. Today's stand is on secret trial of terror financials. Secret trial of terror financials. This stand is coming on the recent development that happened when the President Bola Tinubu did say that some of these terror financials were being tried secretly. So today's stand is on that development. And let's take some paragraphs from today's stand. President Bola Tinubu recently disclosed to the nation that over 100 terrorist financials have been prosecuted and convicted in the last 2 years. This feat is attributed to the efforts of the current administration in building a globally competitive economy to improve the livelihoods of Nigerians who have been on the receiving end of worsening economic and security challenges. Tinubu, through the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, SGF, Senator George Akume, at the opening of the 2025 National Anti-Money Laundering Counter Financing of Terrorism and Proliferation Summit in Abuja, said his administration, in line with the National Counter-Terrorist Financing Strategy, has enhanced its ability to identify and pursue individuals who finance these violent acts, adding that through the efforts of the Office of the National Security Advisor (NSA) and the Honorable Attorney General of the Federation (AGF), we have prosecuted and convicted over 100 terrorist financials in the last 2 years. However, the paper says we urge the government to reconsider its approach to trying terrorism financials and to ensure that all trials are conducted in a transparent and public manner. This is essential for maintaining public trust in the justice system and for upholding the principles of human rights and the rule of law. Furthermore, today's stand says the government should ensure that all defendants receive fair trials with access to legal counsel and that the evidence presented against them is credible and admissible in a court of law. These are paragraphs under today's stand on Leadership newspaper, Secret Trial of Terror Financials. Is from our stand, we move to the back page where we have Wednesday column with Olufunke Baruwa. Today's Wednesday column is on a pandemic of violence. A pandemic of violence. In quote, we must collectively and urgently raise awareness through advocacy and sensitization campaigns to shift cultural norms, encourage healthy discipline, promote gender equality, and positive masculinity. Quote from today's Wednesday column with Olufunke Baruwa, a pandemic of violence. Now Ghana must go. Ghana must go. Buhari says, I now feed from renting one of my houses in Kaduna. And of course, guess what the answer is? Is the other room aware? What a question. Well, all these and more you'll find answers to and get more on as you log on to the website of Leadership newspaper, www.leadership.ng. From Leadership, we move over to the next paper we have on our menu, and that is Vanguard. Vanguard also has similar cover wraparound on this cover today. But however, just like Leadership, the news above it says Trump's immigration policy, 5,144 Nigerians face arrest, deportation from US. 3,690 among non-detained immigrants, 1,454 in detention for various offenses. Leading story today on Vanguard newspaper. For continuation of this news, log on to the website. But before you log on to the website, you actually have two covers. Let's move inside and see what the other stories are, because the inside cover also has similar main headline cover. Trump's immigration policy, 5,144 Nigerians face arrest, deportation from US. 3,690 among non-detained immigrants, 1,454 in detention for various offences. And NITCOM says federal government's interagency committee already in place. If we have a picture of the South governors Umo Eno of Akwa Ibom, Sheriff Oborewori, Delta, Siminalaye, Fubara River, Senator Duoye Diri, Bayelsa, and Senator Basi Otu Cross River, celebrating Fubara's 50th birthday during the South Governors Forum meeting at the Government House in Agua yesterday. And at the fallout of that meeting, they also elected the South Governor, chairman of the South Governors Forum. Meanwhile, beneath that, we have South governors declare support for Tinubu's tax reform. The story is on page 12 of Vanguard. Governor Abiodun groups oppose Sharia in Southwest. Edo Governor poll, we are challenging 765 polling units results, PDP witness, there's tribunal. And in sports, FIFA 2026 World Cup, veteran sports journalists give verdict on Super Eagles' chances. Find out what the verdicts are on today's Vanguard newspaper. However, let's move to the stories above the masthead of Vanguard to see what they are saying. CBN to commence final settlements of $7 billion for forest backlog, Cardoso, the CBN governor. APC says Atiku Obi El-Rufai's attack on us pitiful. Federal government deports 828 illegal immigrants. How Wike bankrolled Bala Mohammed's governorship campaign, Dogara. The story is on page 9 of Vanguard newspaper. Is on that note, we conclude review of front headline stories on Vanguard's cover. This Wednesday. For more, log on to the website of Vanguard. Even as we head up to the next paper we have on that menu this Wednesday, and that is This Day. This Day says today's stories on This Day. El-Rufai, we have poor leadership today because corny people, illiterates, are leaders. El-Rufai, we have poor leadership today because corny people, illiterates, are leaders. Says he has no plans to leave APC. Laments he no longer recognizes his party, which has failed to meet in 2 years. You don't even know if it's one-man show or zero-man show. Alleges internal mercenaries in PDP hired and motivated to destroy party. Boala reacts, doubts El-Rufai will say same thing if in government. This is a $1 million question. El-Rufai, we have poor leadership today because corny people, illiterates, are leaders. Says he has no plans to leave APC. Laments he no longer recognizes his party, which has failed to meet in 2 years. You don't even know if it's one-man show or zero-man show. Alleges internal mercenaries in PDP hired and motivated to destroy party. Boala reacts, doubts El-Rufai will say same thing if in government. This story is on page 10 today of THISDAY newspaper. And atop that, we have Atiku's political desperation responsible for PDP's tragic disintegration, says APC. Atiku's political desperation responsible for PDP's tragic disintegration, says APC. Dismisses allegations ruling party paying opposition parties 50 million naira. Insists Obi lacks capacity to govern Nigeria. Let's see what the story is all about. All Progressive Congress APC yesterday alleged that the political desperation of former Vice President Atiku Abubakar was responsible for the disintegration of the opposition People's Democratic Party (PDP). National Publicity Secretary of APC Phyllis Moka, in a statement, wondered why Atiku continued to point fingers at the ruling party for the festering rot in his party and the dysfunction of opposition parties generally. Atiku had in a national conference on strengthening democracy in Nigeria on Monday in Abuja warned that the country's democracy was imperiled by excessive judicial involvement in electoral matters. He also placed the current woes of the opposition parties at the door of the governing APC. Memoka in the statement said without a shred of evidence, Atiku alleged that President Bola Tinubu was paying certain opposition leaders a whopping 50 million naira each. You recall that it was in the Atiku era as vice president, particularly between 2003 and 2007, that PDP conducted the worst elections in the country's political history. These are paragraphs from that leading story today on THISDAY newspaper. Articles political desperation responsible for PDP's tragic disintegration. APC in reaction to statements credited to the former vice president. We move up towards the masthead of this day. US NTSB begins probe into Lagos Washington United Airlines emergency landing. The story is on page 10 of this day. And above the masthead of this day, Tinubu, 11 African leaders signed Dar es Salaam Declaration for electricity access to 300 million Africans by 2030. That is 2030, that is 5 years to go. Acknowledge AFDB's $1.1 billion support for provision of electricity to 5 million Nigerians by 2026, that is in a year's time. Cardoso, era of opaque forest market practices, sundry abuses over. That is coming from the CBN governor, Cardoso. Era of opaque forest market practices, sundry abuses over. The story is on page 5 of THISDAY newspaper. For continuation of these headline stories, log on to the website of THISDAY, www.thisdaylive.com. From THISDAY, we move over to the next paper we have on our menu, and incidentally is also the last paper we have for review today's program. El-Rufai plotting to unseat Tinubu presidency. SPDP national spokesperson accuses APC of killing opposition parties. The story is on page 6 of Daily Sun. And just beside the masthead of Daily Sun, CBN launches new code to sanitize forest market. Nigeria ripe for 24-hour port operations. Minister, it will help realization of $1 trillion economy by 2023. The story is on economy by 2023, but of course we are in 2025 now. I guess that is a mistake. It will have realization of $1 trillion economy by 2023. The story says, I know it's an error. However, the story continues on page 25 of Daily Sun. It's on this note we bring to an end today's Inside Nigeria. We just review and front headline stories of some select national newspapers in Nigeria. My name is Unified Weber. Don't forget to join us for another fresh edition of the program. Same time, same station tomorrow. Please wishing you a beautiful day.
Get ready for the Leadership Awards and Conference 2024. Join us as we celebrate excellence across various fields, honoring those who've made remarkable impacts. Award categories include Person of the Year, Quinquennial Award for Governance and Infrastructure, Governors of the Year, Business Person of the Year, and many more. Stay updated by following us on social media and visiting our website, leadership.ng. For sponsorship and inquiries, contact us today. Leadership Award and Conference 2024, celebrating excellence, inspiring the future.
For watching, for sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You